Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really like how my hair looks right now. My name is Austin Rose and today we will be transforming my face into my drag persona, Vera Kewl. Yes, Vera Kewl. Keeping it cool. Vera Kewl, keeping it cool. We'll be going from this to this. That'll look a lot cooler in editing when I actually put all the two to this. I hope I did that transition right and it looks cool. Vera Kewl. Vera Kewl, keeping it cool. Okay, step one, gluing the brows. And I actually have my comb tool thing so I can get a nice texture out of it. I'm gonna put my little bandana thingy on my hair, which will destroy the shape that I got my hair to look really cool and such as, therefore, so and.
Wow!
I feel very 80s. This is very 80s. Anyway, so for gluing my brows, I use regular Elmer's glue stick thing, and I go against the grain in little circle motions, and that usually gets the job done to get it all nice and covered. Now, one thing about gluing my brows is I don't go all the way to the end of the brow. I stop at the 3/4 spot, so where this start of my brow is still showing, therefore I can draw my brow a little bit easier because I know where to start, if that makes sense. Then we're gonna take this handy dandy tool over here, this little comb thing. This is amazing. We're just gonna comb, pressing down so that we can scoop up and press down and lay all of these little hairs nice and flat. See, that looks so much nicer. That is much nicer than the last video. In the last video, I did not have my handy dandy tool over here, so the texture of where my brows were was really, it resembled oatmeal. I went ahead and glued down the other brow. Now with each additional layer of glue, you're gonna wanna go with the grain as you cover it. This will, I forget what it does actually. It makes it so that you don't mess it up. Yes, okay, that sounds like what it is. Great, okay, fine. You're gonna wanna make sure your brows are nice and dry. I have a fan, I'm gonna just... Perfect, all right. The next step is to powder the brows. I'm going to use this Tarte powder, Shape Tape setting powder. Oh, I got the name of a product that I'm using correct. Wow, that's cool. So, on my last video, I'm very proud that I made it, first of all, that I actually went ahead and made a YouTube video, because I've always wanted to be a beauty, YouTuber person thing, but I never did. On that video, Deja Sky herself commented and said that she really liked it, which I thought was amazing, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really happy that she did that, and it's really cool. Yeah. Notice how with my brows, the ends are completely untouched with powder or any product or anything. Those don't need to be touched at all for the Vera Kewl look. I'm gonna now take a warm red cream and use that to color correct just over my eyebrows. Now that I have my first YouTube video out, I forgot what I was gonna say. Next, I am going to powder the color correction. All right, all that prep work is done. Let's get into the actual makeup of it. First is foundation. I have this Rare Beauty. The shade is CS0B1R. I'm just gonna put that on my whole face, except for my beard. Blend it out with a foundation brush. In terms of technique, I always pat down, pat with my brush instead of swiping it around. I don't know, that's just always how I've done it. For blending, I also like to use a really big powder brush type thing and just stamp it around as well, just to get a nice thing. So next is brows. I just use a small brush and my little brown cream color. And the shape that I want to go for, starting at where my actual brows are, just go diagonal and then a little tail at the end. It doesn't quite drop down or anything, just a little whoop, little. That's generally the shape that I'm going for. It's a little thick in the middle, but like, I'll clean it up with concealer. I'm gonna do that on the other side. So they're not even. But I can live with that. They're not going to be even. Any mistakes and whatnot, I just take my Wet n Wild Photo Stick foundation thing in, what shade is this? Soft Ivory. And I just clean it up.
And move on.
Next I'm gonna take a little angle brush and my Maybelline pot eyeliner in color black. All right, I'm gonna draw individual hairs into my eyebrows. I try to focus most of the black towards the outside so that it has more of a gradient effect and gets lighter towards the middle. Yeah. So next I'll be taking my Morphe concealer in white thing and a flat brush and just carving out the bottom of the eyebrows and bringing it
down.
And then we'll do eyeshadows and whatnot. It'll be fun. So for eyeshadow today, I'm gonna go for a neutral look with more of like a red like vibe, just because I usually go for like reds. I usually wear red lipstick. It all works really nice. To start off, I use an angle brush and I put it in like a neutral color and I just kind of sketch out what I want my shape to look like on my eye. And for eye shape, it's just kind of gonna be like a large circle and then it'll be blended upwards to sort of make that lift. You see how I sort of made like a ring around my eye? That's where I'll be putting basically like all of my shadows to create that like circular shape. I'm gonna take a fluffier brush in the same color and just make it pop. So the next step is I'm gonna take a red, but I'm only gonna put it in like the, excuse me. But I'm only gonna take it in the inner area of this eyeshadow, just going around just like where I did with the orange. I like to alternate between the red and the orange so that they blend out like really seamlessly and really nice. The next part of the eyeshadow is we're gonna take a dark burgundy color that'll go nicely with all the reds. And we're gonna place it from the outer corner, stopping until we get to where my actual brow starts. So it should go from here to there.
Nice.
I'm liking how it's looking so far. I'm gonna take an even darker color and put it in the very outside corner, and that's about it. I'm gonna take a clean brush and just blend everything out, make sure everything's like nice. As I blend out the eye, I'm blending upwards this way, tapping it upwards so that it creates more of a lift in the shape. I'm now gonna go ahead and cut the crease. I'm gonna take some of that Morphe white concealer and place it on my hand. And I'm gonna take my flat brush once more. And the shape that I'm going for when I'm cutting the crease, I'm gonna go for like a circular shape that sort of stops where my eyeball is, starting in the inner corner and going outward. Just like the initial shape that I sketched out, except only the inside of it.
Yeah.
So that's the shape that we're going for. And I'm gonna take the red and I'm just gonna clean up the outer edges of the cut crease. So once I make my cut crease, I like to do two different things. One, I like to use this Wet n Wild Hello Halo liquid highlighter thing and just put that right over where I put the crease. And the other thing is I like to take a glittery shadow and put that on top of that, because I just want the crease to just shine and sparkle, you know? I don't know if the liquid highlighter comes through on camera, excuse me, but in real life it's very shiny. Excuse me. We'll come back to the eyes towards the end, but next we're gonna do like skin and whatnot, highlights, contours. For highlight, I'm gonna use the Morphe white again, and I'm gonna do the Deja Sky technique like I did in last video, because I really liked it, how it sort of made like a mask of like bright. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna extend the highlight past like where the apple of my cheek is, just to give the illusion of my face being smaller, because I have a very large head. I'm gonna powder it down with my little powder, and then I'm gonna go in with the contour. For contour, I just kind of take like an oval fluffy brush and just go in with a random kind of darkish eyeshadow for me. Like this color down here, it's not really that dark, but like, you know, you can build it up. I always do my contour like beginning at kind of the top of my cheekbones so that I can make it seem like my cheekbones are even higher than they are. I'm gonna take a slightly darker shade over here, and I'm just gonna put that on only like the outsides of my cheeks. Like that, kinda. Then I'm gonna blend it out. For the forehead contour, I'm gonna take that darkest shade and just lay it on, because I have a very, very large forehead and I just want to shrink it up. So for blush, I don't really do like pink blushes per se. So I just take a straight up orange and I just pop it on there. And then I blend it out, of course. So I lied a little bit. I do pink blushes, but this shade right here just is such a light pink that you barely really see it. This is one of my favorite parts besides eyeliner. I'm gonna take that Wet n Wild foundation thing, and I'm just gonna carve out my cheek, like so. And now for my least favorite part, which is nose contour. Yay. I just take a flat brush and some eyeshadow, and I just hope for the best. Honestly, I might even skip this part because I should not be teaching anyone how to do nose contour. Just in case you were wondering what I do, I just kind of take the eyeshadow and drag it down, but then I just stop where my nose gets like rounder, just because I don't really know how to work with this like round end of my nose. So I just don't do anything except like a little dark at the bottom and a little highlight at the very tip. So I already messed up the nose contour. I made it way too dark. I'm gonna blend it out, I'm gonna fix it, but just, I don't like nose contour. So I fixed it for the most part. I'm just gonna add the highlight and we're gonna move on. For highlight, I just take like a regular highlighter. I just put it down the middle and then one dot at the end, a little exclamation point.
A lot of people do it that way.
It's not the best nose, but we're gonna move on. Next is my favorite part, which is eyeliner. Wow. I take my angle brush, I take my little ink pot, and I just go at it. As far as shape, I just put like a sharp inner corner and just go around the line of the eye. I don't really add a wing because my makeup kind of naturally already has a wing to it. Just coat it all the way around the eye and then you're good. So for the bottom of the eye, I'm just gonna take some red with my eyeshadow brush and just place it real simple right underneath and just kind of dust it around. This next step is the detailing, and this is what makes Vera Kewl Vera Kewl. I take my Morphe white concealer thing that I've been using throughout this, and I take the tiniest little itty bitty baby detail brush, and I'm gonna add some detailing. First, I'm going to go right under the eye and just add like a little white line, stopping where the eyeshadow starts that I just put. So the next thing that I do is I take the same thing and I make a little crescent moon shape on my cheek and right above my brow. The next step is I take the same thing and I make a mark on one side of my nose contour. A little dot right at the tip of my nose. More of a line. Cute. We're now at lips, meaning more towards the end. I like to go for like a red, like maroon,
Deep
red, like this is Milani's Metallic Lip Cream in shade 14, My Soulmate. A little lip detail I add the same crescent shapes that I did over here. One on the top lip, one on the bottom lip, diagonal of each other. You should take some time to... I feel very pretty. One last detail that I almost forgot, I like to put another white line just right underneath my brows just to accentuate that area. The last step is to add some lashes. Pow! I hope that transition worked as well as I thought it would in my head. I have everything done and I'm going to go put on a wig and a dress and I'll be right back. Alright, this is the finished look. I did not glue down my lace, so don't judge me. I didn't feel like it. I really like how this turned out. Thank you for watching the Vera Kewl drag makeup tutorial. I'm so glad you made it to the end of the video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Be sure to follow me on all my social medias. They will all be in the description below. You can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Spotify, on Apple Music. There's so many ways to support me. Yeah. Vera Kewl, keeping it. Let me know what kinds of videos you all would like to see next. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Vera Kewl, that's me.